My name is Natalie, and this lesbian story begins with betrayal, but it is not about blame. It is about understanding, boundaries, and emotional survival. This is an educational story about how to cope with infidelity in lesbian relationships and how to respond without losing self-respect or emotional stability. When I discovered my partner had been unfaithful, the first feeling wasn't anger. It was disbelief, a quiet shock that made everything familiar feel unsafe. This story is educational because infidelity is not only a relationship rupture, it is a psychological one. Trust is a form of emotional safety, and when it breaks, the nervous system reacts with fear, confusion, and hypervigilance. In lesbian relationships, betrayal often feels especially personal. Emotional intimacy tends to be deep. Communication is layered, and when trust breaks, identity can feel shaken. Here is the first important lesson I want to share. You are not required to decide anything immediately. Pressure to forgive or leave often comes from outside voices, but healing begins with slowing down. Infidelity does not erase your worth. It reveals a boundary violation, not a personal failure. Another educational truth is this: understanding what happened does not mean justifying it. Clarity is about information, not excuses. You have the right to ask questions. You also have the right to stop listening when answers cause harm. At first, I blamed myself. I searched for signs I had missed. I wondered what I lacked. But self-blame is a trauma response, not truth. If you are listening to this after discovering betrayal, hear this clearly. Your pain is valid. Your confusion is normal. And your response does not need to follow anyone else's timeline. This is where healing begins, not with forgiveness, but with grounding yourself in reality and emotional safety. And this is where my story truly starts. After the initial shock settled, a deeper question appeared. Not, can I forgive her? But what do I need to feel safe again? This story is educational because recovery after infidelity is not about saving a relationship at any cost. It is about restoring dignity, clarity, and self-trust. One of the most important lessons I learned is this: forgiveness is not a requirement for healing. Clarity is. In lesbian relationships, many women feel pressure to be emotionally mature, understanding, and compassionate, even at the expense of their own boundaries. But compassion without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. I learned to separate 3 different paths: understanding what happened, deciding whether trust can be rebuilt, rebuilding myself regardless of the outcome. Those paths are not the same, and confusing them creates emotional paralysis. Another educational insight is this: trust is rebuilt through behavior, not promises. Apologies matter, words matter, but consistency over time matters more than anything else. And if rebuilding trust feels impossible, that does not mean you are weak. It means your nervous system is protecting you. I also learned that staying is not strength, and leaving is not failure. Strength is choosing the path that restores your emotional stability. If you choose to stay, it must come with clear boundaries, transparency, and accountability. If you choose to leave, it must come with self-compassion, not shame. This lesbian story is educational because it teaches one essential truth. You are allowed to prioritize your healing over the relationship. Infidelity does not define you. It reveals where honesty ended and where self-respect must begin. Sometimes healing means rebuilding together. Sometimes it means walking away with clarity. Both choices require courage. And whichever path you choose, remember this: your value was never broken, only trust was. And trust can be rebuilt or released without losing yourself.